Welcome to God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson. Reach him at gods5minutes@gmail.com. Now, here's Ed Wilson with God's 5 Minutes.
Hello, friends. Psalm 24, 7-10 reads, "Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in." Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. This psalm was probably written at the time when the ark, long in hostile hands, was brought home to the city of Zion. Picture a couple of half choirs, the one within, the other without the mountain hold. The advancing choir summons the gates to open in the grand words, "Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lift them up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in." Their lofty beams are too low for his head to pass beneath, so they have to be lifted for him to come in. They are everlasting doors, gray with antiquity, hoary with age. They have looked down, perhaps, upon Melchizedek, king of Salem, as he went forth in the morning twilight of history to greet the patriarch. But in all the centuries they have never seen such a king as this King of glory, the true King of Israel, who now is asking for entrance. The answer to the summons comes from the choir within. Who is this King of glory? Of course, the dramatic form of question and answer is intended to give additional force to the proclamation as by God himself of the covenant name, the proper name of Israel God, as Baal was the name of the Canaanites' God, the Lord, strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle, by whose warrior power David had conquered the city, which now was summoned to receive his conqueror. Therefore the summons is again rung out, "Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and the King of glory shall come in." And once more, emphasizing the tremendous moment, the dramatic question is repeated, who is this King of glory? The answer is sharp and authoritative in its brevity. We may imagine it shouted with terrific enthusiasm. The Lord of hosts, who as captain commands all the embattled energies of earth and heaven conceived as a disciplined army. That great name, like an explosive charge, bursts the gates of brass asunder, and with triumphant music the procession sweeps into the city. The Old Testament meaning of that word glory is a great deal more definite than the ordinary religious use of it amongst us. The glory of God in the Old Testament is, first and foremost, the supernatural light that dwelt between the cherubim, and was a manifestation and symbol of the divine presence. And next, it is the sum total of all the impression made upon the world by God's manifestation of himself, the light of which the material and supernatural light between the cherubs was only the emblem, all of which God flames and flashes himself upon the trembling and thankful heart, that glory which is substantially the same as the name of the Lord. He is the King of glory. Next we have the great name, the Lord, Jehovah, which speaks of timeless, independent, unchanging, self-effacing being. It declares that he is his own cause, his own law, his own impulse, the origin of all that is. We say, "I am that which I have become. I am that which I have been made. I am that which I have inherited. I am that which circumstances and example and training have shaped me to be." God says, "I am that I am." His name is also significant, not only because it proclaims absolute, independent, underived, and timeless being, but because it is the covenant name, and speaks of the God who has come into fellowship with all people and has bound himself to a certain course of action for their blessing, and is thus the Lord of Israel and the God in a special manner of his people. The Lord mighty in battle is a true warrior God, who went out in no metaphysical sense, but quite in reality, fought for his people and subdued the nations under them, in order that his name might be spread and his glory known in the earth. The hosts are the angels of whom it is said, "Bless the Lord, all ye his hosts." Have you talked to him today?
You have been listening to God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson. Reach him by email at godsfive minutes@gmail.com. Tune in next time to hear more encouraging thoughts from God's Word on God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson.
Are you a Christian who likes to read? If not, there's a whole world of Christian publishing out there that you're missing out on. I invite you to check out the Author's Corner podcast, where I talk to the latest Christian authors each week about their new book releases and what's coming next. So if you're ready to jumpstart your spiritual growth with the newest books and the authors who write them, check out the Author's Corner podcast with me, Roberta Foster.